Oh, true. My mic just, like, wasn't even muted. Thank God I wasn't, like... I don't know, saying some random shit before we started. That would have been, pretty awkward. Welcome, everybody. Anybody, welcome. Why can't I thought I could change the window size of Slay the Spire, but I suppose I can't. No vocal warm-ups? How unprofessional. Yeah, I mean, no, like, glug-glug noises before either. Not that I suppose anyone was concerned that that would be the case for me, but, you know. Hello! We a little bit late today. We're also probably... hopefully not going for too long today. I don't know. My weekend was a whirlwind, and then I figured out today that today was also going to be a whirlwind. And I just want to relax. I would like to relax. And then it's like, alright, what streams up on Monday? Design the Spire. And I'm like, sick! the one I actually need to have any amount of cognition available for. Understandable. I was seriously considering canceling, but I don't know. I feel like it's important. It's important to be here, so I'm here. Also, this one has quite a bit to comment on. I see. I can't wait to not comment anything about it. What the fuck? Well, that, yeah. That's something. That, great. That's wavy. That sure is wavy. But yeah, the reason I'm late today is because I was getting some dental stuff. And then they were like, yo, we should probably fix that. And I was like, okay, I guess I have time. And then I had to wait 15 minutes. They said 20, so I thought it was going to be fine. But it ended up being 50, so I'm now 50 minutes late. But I'm here now, and that's what matters. So... welcome to Design the Spire, where we play mods and Slay the Spire, and we comment on the design of the characters. We want to see how all the cards fit together, you know, what they're, maybe try to pick apart what their design intent was, and see what's going on with it. It's good, bad, we're not maybe concerned with, like, this card is just Strike Plus, I don't know why it exists. We're certainly going to make those comments, but, usually not the most important for piecing apart what the overarching design is or the decisions are. So far she's thick. I mean, I guess they're thick in the sense that they're wavy as fuck. I wanted to say that there's a very important overlap with me, you know, as a character, right? There's an important overlap with this character and my character, and it's that we both have side floopies. That's the important part. That's it. We both have really big idiot strands, ahogays, and we have big hair floopies. That's the only important thing. Hers is reversed. It's going the other way around, but, you know, there's some degree of resonance of having multiple hair floopies in multiple places. Yeah. Oh, I suppose it's appropriate to do this. seeing as we are playing a Blue Archive mod. Keep forgetting. But yeah, so the relic is at the start of the battle, gain 3 expert. Don't know what that does. We've commented before that having, you know, relics that are very integral for the game plan, usually to be avoided. So, like, I don't know what expert does. I don't know how important it is for this character. We played a mod by the same author last week. It was actually quite good. Maybe a bit linear, I suppose. Like, it had a couple of things going on, but it was sort of like collect, like make sure you're collecting the game plan, and then the many different things you can do with collect. It was very fun. I thought it was quite good, so we'll see how this one goes. I think this is an earlier work of theirs. Like, I think Hifumi came afterwards. I'm cosplaying from a mod and Slay the Spire. Yes, clearly. That's 100% what I was saying. I'm cosplaying this character. I don't know why I would do that, but yeah. Man, the frickin' wavy voice kills me. Okay, so let's get started. Random card. we're gonna relic swap. Hilarious. Okay, expert. Gain block equal to the value when reloading. Okay. So we have to reload and get 3 block. That's interesting. It's my responsibility as the head of this thing. Fun thing about Hoshino in canon is she's a VTuber. Also, she's cute. What? She's a VTuber in universe? Is that, like, real? Is that real? That's fucking hilarious. No, you're fucking bullshitting me. Hold on a second. I will check the deck in a moment. I mean, it's not on the wiki. Is Hoshino an old man? Oh god. Alright, well I don't see anything about it. Citation needed. Okay. Sorry, we're gonna look at the deck. Okay, deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With whatever this is. Reload, draw a card. Interesting. Uses all ammo, deals 4 damage for each. Okay, used 1 ammo. Some cards require ammo. Empty ammo slots can be refilled by reloading. Okay, so this uses 1 ammo. Do we start with any ammo? I don't know if we start with ammo. Gain block equal to the value when reloading. So... Alright, well... I think this is a pretty clear one to be suspicious of, which is draw 1 card on a 0-cost card in the base deck. That's definitely pretty sketchy. The problem with a card like this in the base deck is that you can mirror and then have an infinite combo in your deck. So I would obviously be a little bit cautious about this. Or if there's any other way to go net neutral with 2 cantrips, having one that's 0 cost in your deck, usually there's some kind of precaution for this. Though I recognize what the purpose of this is that you are supposed to reload every reshuffle. You know what's actually really interesting about this? Is that, so, we don't know how reload works, I don't know how much ammo I have, like, I don't know anything about that yet. But what this really seems like to me, right, is that it's a 0-cost draw card. We have a deck of 11 cards, this cantrips, which means that, you know, the turnover rate, the generic turnover rate is still intact. The only problem being that this is a skill. So for anything that cares about card plays or like or cares about like skill plays, like it's probably bad versus knob and stuff like that. I guess there's a chance that you draw this in your first hand too. So I wonder about, because I almost wonder about this card being like, because what I was originally thinking was, if this card just says reload per turnover, then just like have a relic that gives you like a secondary relic that recharges every time you reshuffle and it's just available, but then there isn't the opportunity cost of not being able to draw it. Drawing in the opener is not that bad. Yeah, no, the thing I was thinking was that like what this basically does is you have one reload per turnover, right? And it's free because it's draw a card and it costs 0, which has certain interactions with relics and stuff. But my issue is that if I wanted to offload this onto a relic so that there isn't like this draw one card cantrip like in the base deck, I would say like, oh, what if it's a relic and then every turnover, every time you reshuffle your deck, it recharges, such that you can just activate quick reload when it's appropriate. But the problem with that is that it's not a card in your deck, so there isn't the like chance of not drawing it. Yeah, making it autoplay doesn't do anything. You assumably can't have this card like exhaust, for example, like that probably doesn't work. Maybe instead of draw a card, it could give you a token. And it'll produce material for you, so it's not like a dead card, right? But instead of drawing a card, you like get a 0 cost strike or like a 1 cost strike that like exiles itself. Exhausting could work, but it would change the way you draft a decent bit. Yeah, I don't know how integral reload is, so I'm concerned about like having it. Yeah, I mean, basically the only problem is that I recognize when people like have this thing, right? Like they want a randomized mechanism on whether or not this action happens, so they're using the deck as a way to randomize when that action is available. The problem is that this is 0 cost draw a card, and it's in the starter deck. So I wonder if it's like it could tie itself to the turnover rate itself. That's so weird. That probably wouldn't work. Yeah, I think simplifying this to like a relic where you where it just is available on reshuffle is probably like kind of reasonable. It means that once you draft 20 cards, that you're basically always going to have access to it. So like that's sort of a problem, but this is concerning, like with draw a card. Or like, again, it's trying to give you material so that this card isn't like a dead card in your hand when you play it. So maybe if it was like a 0 cost attack card that like, so you're always going to get compensated. But draw a card also comes with the potential opportunity cost of like not having the mana to play whatever you draw. So the effect is pretty strong, so a combo deck using it is definitely possible. Yeah, I just think like, I don't think there's any contention that having a 0 cost draw card in the starting deck, or just in general existing, like, they're always mitigated by having exhaust or something, is a problem. Like, this should not be a thing, based on the heuristics of Slay the Spire. But I acknowledge that having another kind of material, I think having this producing an ethereal strike makes a lot of sense to me, especially if reload gives you ammo and then you use the ammo to play strikes and stuff like that. So giving you like, not a 0 cost, sorry, a 1 cost strike of some kind, or like 1 cost attack, probably would make this a lot more reasonable instead of like drawing a card. Like the action of drawing a card for 0 is like heavily protected in the game. So no, wait, the whole Blue Archive VTubers are even more darker than I thought. It looks like it was a girl pretending to be the character, but company sanction, and it ended up on 2022. What does that mean? I don't know what that means, Rue. What the fuck? What does that mean? Maybe if it came with giving you some extra block. Well, yeah, the idea of this card, right, or the design problem is that we want to have this be a card in the deck that you randomly get. Like, that's the mechanism of making this a card in the starter deck. So you don't know if you're going to draw it in the first 5 or the second 5, and then as your deck gets more cards, you don't know when you are going to draw this card. Inherently, by adding more cards to your deck, it becomes more difficult to draw this card, usually. Like, if you're not drafting only cantrips, then it should be more difficult to find this card. So it's like, as you progress and get more better cards, this card comes up less often. Like, that's just utilizing the mechanism of a deck, like deck building as a whole. Right? So it's interesting that it wants to be in the deck. However, yeah, it drawing a card is just like you can't do that. So what they're trying to accomplish by drawing a card is to make it so that playing this card for 0 doesn't immediately like screw your hand. Basically, like if this just said reload on it, then you might potentially like have 5 cards, play quick reload, and then just like the rest of your hand isn't playable, and you were -1 hand at the start of that, or -1 card at the start of that turn. So I think this cycling into something that you know the player wants. I'm assuming ammo fits with attacking on this character. So like having this reload, and then you have the option of an ethereal card, which lets you use the reload that you just did, like makes a lot of sense to me. So maybe if what this character needs is block, then you give them a block token, or perhaps it just says reload then attack, or reload then block. I don't know. The thing with drawing a card and why I wanted to actually give them a card is because like playing a card matters in Slay the Spire. So like if you need to play an extra strike for shuriken, for shuriken or kunai or stuff like that, like literally the material that this card gives you is important for keeping certain mechanisms in the game working. So I agree with giving them a card and not just putting it on this card if that's what their intention is. It can't be draw a card, because that is heavily protected in this game, usually by energy, or if it's 0 by exhaust. So anyways, use all your ammo, deal 4 for each. Yeah, so I guess what you can do is you can like strike, quick reload, and then full salvo them, which is kind of cool. Let's get a random rare card. What is this? Ethereal, gain 15 block if below 50% HP, heal 15 HP instead of block. Okay, so this is a healing card. I don't know why we have a healing card, but we do. So, what the frick? Hey. Well, custom boss time. Here we go. What the heck? Okay. Saw a lot of memes of Hoshino being a VTuber on the Blue Archive universe. However, it's a rabbit hole with a ton of things already deleted from the internet. It feels like it's worth... It feels like a video essay worth thing. It's a bento. Well. Ammo. This is the current ammo. Some cards require the ammo to be used. Okay, so she starts with 4 ammo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 uses of ammo, and then up to 4. So up to 9, potentially. So if the deck uses 9, welcome Kratos. If the deck uses up to 9, and then quick reload represents up to 4, then I think this all kind of works. You can only maximum, I suppose, spend 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 quick reload full salvo is 8. That makes it like 8 things. Consume energy to restore all empty ammo slots. Ah, interesting. Okay. That's neat. So you can always reload. But each reload is an energy. I'm assuming this is a... This is a fallback, probably. I think the base math of the deck works out, though. I guess if you draw full salvo, and then you have no... You have no ammo left, and then you don't draw quick reload on your second draw. My point was, like, I was observing the base deck. So I think in the base deck, you have enough... Like, you'll always have enough to spend 8 ammo, like, just with the base deck. You need to be missing ammo to use the reload button. I see. Okay. Now, the thing that would suck is if I draw full salvo here and can't play it. Nice. And it's always more efficient to strike. Okay. Shooting spree, use 1 ammo. Use 1 ammo. Use all ammo. I wonder... So I think the other mod was translated as well, but just a small UI thing. Like, this keyword is going to be used a lot, which means the phrase use 1 ammo is probably going to be used a lot, or to use X ammo. This likely could be shorthanded to keyword X. Or like ammo X. That's just kind of my opinion, I guess. Because it's like, if this is going to be use 1 ammo, like, every time, this almost feels like it should be a keyword. Very minor thing, but, like, people can read keywords. So, yeah. Gain 5 shield. Ammo all. X spells in Slay the Spire always use all of your energy. So I think if this was shorthanded to ammo X, then people would understand that it uses all of your ammo. Maybe. Or maybe this is the only one that says use all ammo. I don't know. It's one of those things that doesn't matter much, but like it feels weird reading this every time. Deal 7 damage to a random enemy 3 times. Seraphim Feathers? Yeah, I'm guessing, so there's like an up to 4 multi-hit attack in the deck, so we probably want some kind of strength scalar thing. Whenever ammo is used, gain 2 block. That seems very good. This just means every time you strike, you get 2 block. This is very weird. It's also an uncommon. Because Silent has the thing that gives you 1 block every time you play a card. But I guess Silent has 0 cost cards. This feels very strong. It's like because it upgrades your strikes. It upgrades your strikes to give them block, which is, I suppose you could compare it to bites, because bites give you like 2 HP back, which on the turn that you're playing bites, you are often using your energy not to block. So this seems pretty good. I'm gonna take it. Damn. I've not found much success with it. That's surprising. Oh, it's only 1 energy. Okay. I thought it was an energy per thing, and I was very concerned. Draw 1 card whenever this card is put into your hand. Okay. Count down 5, gain 3 strength. When you put this card into your hand, its value is reduced by 1. If the value is 0, that effect is also applied. So if you draw this card 5 times, you get 3 strength. Is that how this works? Determination is a messed up card. Countdown 5. When you put this card into your hand, its value is reduced by 1. The value is 0. That effect is also applied. How do you... So, there's maybe something I don't understand about the character yet. But, how do you draw this card 5 times? Don't you need your deck to be, like, incredibly tiny for that to work? Reload doesn't put this card back in your hand. Use 1 ammo, deal 11 to all enemies. Put 1 random card on top of your drop pile. Put 1 random card. It draws you 2 cards to begin with, but there are ways. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's... This is, I guess, also a 0-cost draw card. 0-cost draw 2 cards. I don't know if that's blood. I think it's like a... You know when there's, like, energy on a thing? I don't know. Is it blood? Someone tell me. Put it in hand so any way that does that also works. Yeah, so I guess it's because, like, you just draw the card whenever it's put in your hand as well. Deal 14 damage, cost 1 more energy for each reload this turn. It's weird. Alright, we'll try it. Girl's on the edge. She's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Oh no. Full salvo. Now it costs 1. Put a countdown card from your draw pile to your hand and raise or lower its countdown by 1. Buttstock strike, is that what that says? Deal 7 damage. If you're out of ammo, apply 2 weak. Weak point strike. Use 1 ammo, deal 6 damage. Apply vulnerable equal to remaining ammo. That's kind of good. I mean, I don't get the sense that having, like, having a lot of ammo is difficult. Oh. So the fact that this applies 3 vulnerable is quite strong for 1 energy. That's pretty good. Like, Dash gives 3 vulnerable when it's upgraded for 2 energy. Hello, Alex. How's it going? Gain a block, put 1 exhausted ammo box card into your hand. I think I want to do this. Because it lets us put that thing back in our hand, probably. Whenever countdown decreases, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. 7. Okay. I mean, I kind of want to do this, but also kind of want to do this. I don't know. Let's fight a thing. Well, that's unfortunate. Welcome, Cavalier. The first reload costs 0 each turn. That's cool. Gain 3 empty ammo slots. Okay. At the end of your turn, if you have a shield... Shield? Oh, I think there was a shield card. Gain 5 block. Where's the upgrade to the 0? Okay. I think I want to do this one. So that I can do this. That felt satisfying. And then we do it again. Bam, 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 bam. There's no countdown in my discard, right? Bang, 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 bang. Bang. Gun go burr. This is very adorable considering the premise of Maximum Bullet. Well, yes. I mean, Blue Archive is a game about... angels with guns. They go pew 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 pew. Whenever you reload, put a random card that uses ammo into your hand. Oh no, dude. Stop it! Stop! Stop putting random cards in people's decks! Stop adding cards to people's decks! I get that the idea of this would be that you can effectively reload to draw a card, right? So you're converting all of your reloads to be like 1 energy, like you get your full reload and then you have like something else to spend your reload on, theoretically. But generally adding cards to people's decks just like clogs it full of shit, which is why it is not my understanding that any base deck character does that except for Defect. Defect gives you powers, but the entire purpose of that is because powers are limited and they do not stay in your deck. Whereas when you add these to your hand, they stay in your deck. I mean, there are token generators like shivs and stuff, but like generally you use those and they go away. So... Flora, you must understand most people like Dead Branch. I think most people are allowed to be objectively wrong. Insight? Does Insight add cards? Oh yeah, and like, but Insight is a card that is +1 on playing it. So it's like, when you +1 on adding this card to your deck, like, you're not concerned about it, like, overloading your deck with too many cards. Like, the general premise with a deck builder, I think, usually, is that, like, the size of your draw pile is, like, fairly sacred, right? Like, one of the best things you can learn as a player in Slay the Spire is to press the skip button. Because if your deck is already doing what it needs to do, you don't need to pick more cards. That's really important to learn. And I think that cards which add cards to your deck, or add cards to your deck in like a significant amount, like this card will, because you are going to reload a lot when playing this character, it just doesn't, like, you know, Floor number one Nilry's hater? Yeah. Look who's talking about pressing the skip button. Yeah, I like picking cards, but that's like a personal problem. I'm saying that overall, you know, overall having a focused strategy and understanding that whenever you pick a card, that's like an opportunity cost. Like, there's an opportunity cost to adding cards to your deck because you won't draw the cards that you need to draw. So just adding random cards to your deck that use ammo, it's like that could be basically anything. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like what this card could be, which I recognize that this card says black market, and like, you know, the joke here is probably that you're getting some random gun and then like shooting something and whatever. Ironclad has like a billion cards which add other cards. I don't know if I understand your point. Ironclad's playstyle is that it adds statuses to your deck so that you can remove them, which is why exhaust is a thing. Yeah, that's because it's part of the playstyle. Like, other characters aren't as good as at manipulating what is inside their deck, right? Which is why I think there's like a reputation of Ironclad to just pick 2 drop kicks, exhaust the entire rest of your deck, and then drop kick combo people. Because like no other character can pick 30 cards, exhaust their entire deck, and then drop kick combo people. Like, that's the point. This is not a character that where the point is to add cards to your deck so that you can remove them. Okay, it puts the card in your hand, not deck. Does that mean it ends up in your deck, or it vanishes after use? Yeah, so Kraos, whenever you add a card to your hand, if it doesn't exhaust, it's going to be put in your discard pile. And then when you discard, like put things in your discard pile, you reshuffle when you run out of cards. So the idea is that every time I reload, I'm going to be adding +1 to my deck, which changes the turnover rate. And the turnover rate is, you know, attached to like how much theoretical damage your deck does, which, from a game design perspective, is a really important metric to keep track of. So I found that basically, if you pick cards anywhere between the 8 to 11 range with the standard distribution of like commons, uncommons, and rares, you'll find that decks that mostly pick cards which increase the damage per turnover will do enough damage heuristically to deal with the first boss. So that's like understanding from a system level that when players pick cards, we can assume that they're going to pick anywhere between like, let's say 5 to 8 cards by the time they get to the first boss, right? You know, assuming we're not like observing some super high level player, which I also ran experiments on that. But the problem is that like when you start adding random cards to your deck, that it like throws everything else off, and then it replaces it with haha random. So I don't know. I think that people can enjoy playing this card. I just don't really think adding random cards to your deck is a good idea, usually. Yeah, it doesn't get added to like your deck forever. It adds it for the fight. Also, the benefit of Nilry's is that you can always decline. Just for the record, because I want to clarify this. The reason why Nilry's is good is that you can always decline, And unless you need a specific card on that turn, you can decline, right? Wait, no, Nilry's is put into your deck, right? It doesn't actually add it to your hand. But usually you put powers from Nilry's into your deck so that you can have infinite scaling. Like, that is the dominant strategy of that relic, not to add random shit to your deck. I'm just trying to think of base game examples of cards adding cards. Okay, yeah. I hope they get you on the beta of Slay the Spire 2. We'll be sick to see all of your passion for this game rewarded. You can always decline unless you mash click on the center of the screen, of course. Yeah! Yeah, I don't know anyone who would mash click randomly in the center of the screen, because that'd be silly. I don't know who would do that. Burst defense are also good from Nilry's. Yeah, I agree. Like things like the rare defend for Ironclad. But yeah, I mean, like when the beta comes out, I would love to play it so that I can like comment and help and stuff. Because I've said this before, but my understanding was that Slay the Spire 1 performed very well because there were a lot of people who submitted feedback, and that the devs basically like iterated patch cycles every single week. Because they just looked at player feedback, iterated, and then kept doing that. It's basically like, imagine if you could use an entire player base to help your rapid prototype process, and it's just like, that's so powerful. You don't usually get that in development because, first of all, people are like, ew, I don't want to touch a gray box. Disgusting. No graphics? Disgusting. Like, that's how a lot of people think. They're like, the gameplay's there, but like I can't tell what anything is, which means that my experience of this game is really bad. Which, to be fair, my understanding of this latest Spire beta was that like there was most of the stuff was there, right? But yeah, I mean, I would love to give them feedback and stuff. Use one ammo, deal 8 damage. Double damage when used with the last ammo. See, that's really cool. I do like these cards. Again, there's a very clear mechanic, and then like, you know, there's a very clear mechanic, and then like these cards seem to interact with the mechanic, which I appreciate a lot. Reload until next reload. Each ammo applies when vulnerable. That's fucking crazy. This is really cool. This is really cool. I don't know if it's balanced, but it's cool. To be fair, if you can't tell what stuff is, then that's an issue. Stuff not looking good is another thing entirely. Usually, gray boxes have color coding ploy. So, like, switches will be color coded, objectives will be color coded, and there will also usually be like some kind of UI so that you can like do stuff. So, like, you know. No graphics, me angry. 0 out of 10. All I was trying to point out was that, like, it's hard to get a lot of playtesters, right? Like, organizing a playtest in a AAA studio, like, costs money, right? So, like, if you have to call for a playtest, it's just like, okay, well, have fun sinking money. What is your analysis of the playtest results? Oh, you didn't get anything from it? Oh, well, I guess we just wasted a whole bunch of money. Right? So the fact that the Slay the Spire devs were able to like be like, here's this game, we're just gonna we're just gonna allow you to play it, and then you can just like let us know, right? And then making sense of those takeaways within a week, and then like turnaround time, make another iteration by a week is like very impressive. But also cool because they had access to so many people to like help them. Like players, feedback. So it was the same with Flagbearer too, right? Like early on I would update like very, very, very frequently because people would like say stuff, we would notice things together, and like I think that's the kind of iteration that's like kind of necessary for making like a good gameplay experience, particularly for a game like this. Like when modded characters just have like no testing and then they just like get released, like, frequently stuff just doesn't work because, like, how are you supposed to know, right? Spreadsheets help, but they can only really take you so far. Wasn't player testing the original purpose of beta releases in the first place? And it's basically just a glorified demo. Beta releases... I don't know if I understand the full function of what the purpose of beta releases was. Like, it's not really my place to say. I know that having a beta version is usually just like a type of deliverable. Where you're like, most of the game is there. The beta had beta art, so the visuals were worse. That's funny. Imagine if you had a subscription to the game studio to be a game tester. This comment was not made by Take-Two. If you paid a subscription to the game studio to be a game tester, what the heck? That's so bizarre. Sorry, we've been on this card select screen for a while because I've been yapping. This card's really cool. I'll take this one. I keep yapping. In order to ultra monetize the game even before they're finished, money, money, money. It's very interesting. They would do that. Use 1 ammo. Deal 11 damage. Countdown 2. This costs 1 more. What? So when it goes to 0, it costs 1 more. It costs 1 instead. Deal 17 damage. This card costs 0. Okay. This one seems kind of good. Door breaching. FBI, open up! Gain 3 expert. It's neat. First try is 0 cost, then it costs 1. Okay, so it goes up every time. So it counts down every time. So shouldn't this... I guess I don't understand countdown. Does countdown happen every time, or just when it goes to 0? Because shouldn't this... Right? Gain 4 shield. Deal damage equal to your shield. At the beginning of your turn, block equal to shield. Does not removed. Shield cannot be higher than the current block. Interesting. Resets to 2, apply 3 weak. Every time it's put into hand, goes down by 1. When the number hits 0, it gets the effect. Yeah, so isn't this 2? Oh, you draw it, it goes to 1. When you draw it the second time, it goes to 0. I understand. Got it. Gain 3 block per empty ammo slot. Reload. This seems cool. This is cool. Start of each combat, add 1 random ammo box card into your hand. It costs 0. Cool. That seems good, probably. Let's remove a card. Let's remove a strike. What? Where's this? What this? Also, is she working? Is that what's happening here? This girl is working, and her friends visit her at her work? So why she is being grumpy? Because that's cute. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I fully understand the balance of these. So this is like X amount of gold, where X is a removal. This is gain gold for max HP, and this is heal. Hope she's good, since I feel bad the only girls you get are in video games. What the fuck? What is that supposed to mean? It feels kind of free to do that. Reload 1 bullet. Until next reload, it deals 12 damage. It deals? Like the bullet you play deals 12? I mean... Ah, shit. It just seems like an event. Shuffle some of your deck economy parameters around. Yeah. It, like, makes enough sense. I was just trying to think of, like... I guess I never really, like, looked at event balancing, so... The generic gun sound effects are so funny. They're pretty great. Put the next card you play this turn on top of your drop pile. Oh, it's like almost the one, like, the boomerang effect or whatever it's called. But the next card you play on top of your deck. I could reload twice. I guess I can also do that with... Oh, this doesn't get played though, so that doesn't work. Countdown shenanigans? Yeah. Lets you redraw the same card. You need to see this X post? What is the post? I mean, I'll try it. Till next reload, each ammo deals 5 damage to all enemies. That's cool. I definitely like how they're doing all of the ammo stuff. We sort of saw it before with this person's character, but it's like... like, I'm gonna give them something to do, and then all the things are going to have something to do with this, kind of. Which I think is very good. Just, like, cohesive, I guess. Reload twice just in case it didn't work the first time. Huh? Man, I would have been absolutely destroyed by Knob by this point. If this was not Ascension 0. Sprint! Draw 2 more cards per turn. Then can't draw more cards. What the what? Why? Huh? This is a neat card. You just can't draw more cards. That's... I guess there are cards which return from graveyard, right? And that's not drawing a card technically. Far both got no time, and he's only got one hand he can use right now. His other's currently bust. What the f... Bro, what the fuck? It's very strong, but the restriction makes it a pretty heavy build around with what the character does. I see. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if this is one of those, like, wow, that's really cool, and good. But I guess, because this seems like their uncommon 1 energy, like, get more cards card. So this is the interesting thing, where, like, I think generally, like, the function of this slot is that it functions with the character, if that makes sense. Like, it's supposed to be congruent with what the character is doing, usually. Whereas I don't know if this is necessarily congruent with what they're doing. It's a neat card. So this is the interesting thing, is that, like, you could just say that this card is justified because, like, you can pick it and then it just changes how you play the character. If it was entirely discongruent with what the character is doing, then I would be concerned. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this card. It's like, you can include cards like this, you know what I mean? And be like, yep, I mean, you can pick it and then it's kind of good sometimes. But I think usually, like, this card seems like it'd be very good. Like, draw 2 more cards per turn is quite good. Draw 3 more cards per turn is quite good. But it sort of feels like, okay, well, is it dominant to just pick Sprint and then never, like, interact with any other draw stuff that this character can do? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm just gonna try and find Sprint because it's an uncommon. I could probably find it. It's like play a battle trance every turn. Yeah. Whereas I guess, like, battle trance on Ironclad is cool because you can choose when you're gonna do it. So you can always choose to not play battle trance if you know, if you're already gonna be doing other things, but I don't know. It's hard selling later in the run, but early it's definitely a highly pickable card. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna skip. Look at this fucking blob. What do I want to upgrade? What does this do? 0? What does this do? 2 and 4. I mean, that's probably good. Not taking more ammo for ammo synergies? I guess I could. I just, like, don't understand fully what I'm supposed to be doing yet. I guess in Design the Spire, I should be taking more cards than less cards. Like, that kind of makes sense. Reload 1 bullet. Oh, so this just makes your next bullet do a certain thing, right? Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Kaiten left? Its enemy's intentions are unknown. This is a modded thing. What the hell? What is happening, and why are they sushis? I'm so confused. Oh, decrease or increase. Oh god, wait, they respawn? Oh no. What the huh? Bro, come on. I was provoked? Only point to the red one. Okay. You gotta beat all 5. Oh, there's 5 of them. I see. He's the best boss in the game. Oh no. Said 4 left when it was only the red one. Understandable. Oh, I could have reloaded. Don't kill the tasty common riders. I'm sorry, I have to. It's all I can. It's the only thing I can do. I'm sorry, I have to do it. Oh, I finally got strength. Dang, this boss took 12 turns. That's crazy. I mean, like, I haven't really looked too hard, I guess, into heuristics for the bosses. I would assume that their combined HP is somewhere close to Hexaghost. What was it, like, around 35 times 4, like, 120 plus 20, 140 plus 70, 75 is 215. I think that's, like, sort of within the realm. Yeah, like, I think that boss is easier because you can remove the attacks by killing the things, right? End of combat. Gain a random relic, 40% chance to gain a random curse too. I mean, I don't really have any comments on this. A Lamau random meta-scaling, meta progression stuff. I'm personally against these kinds of effects. I don't think you should interact with how much you gain relics. Because basically what this does, right, is that there's a positive feedback loop with how many times you play this card and how many combats you do, and it's also random. So, like, I just don't really know what to say. Oh, it's always gain a random relic, and then there's a 40% chance to get cursed. Yeah, I mean, it's literally just like... Just don't do this. There can be... Think about it this way. Let's say there's like 10 combats per chapter. That means every time you beat a combat, you get a relic, so you get 10 relics, plus however many other relics you were going to get. And that makes the game easier, which makes it easier to go to combats, which makes it easier to play this without problems. Then you just get more relics. Don't do this. Just don't do this. Really, really, really just don't do this. In around 4 curses, yeah, and it's like, that just like doesn't matter because you have 10 relics. Don't do this. The risk of relics mod has a secret Bulwarks Ambery boss fight. I didn't even know Spire could have that many enemies at once. Interesting. Yeah, we're not taking this, because this will destroy everything. So we're not doing it. Random card in your hand costs 1 less this combat. That is interesting. That's very weird, though. What other cards do this effect? Reduce cost, I guess. Enlightenment. But are there things that change things to 0? Mayhem? Right? It's like, it's not Mayhem, it's one of those. It's like a generic card you get from an event. Marissa has a Relic Metascaling card too, but it's a fatal keyword attack that only works in elite combats. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a little more acceptable because there's a pretty big opportunity cost to doing that. This is like a 1 mana power, which is why I don't really think it's okay. Madness, Bullet Time. Bullet Time doesn't do it until end of combat, though, right? It's just until end of turn. To get full value, you have to give up what you do per turn, up to chance sometimes. Well, I assume the way you would play this card is that you would play some of your hand and then Deep Sleep for 1, and then try to make a 1 cost into 0. Again, this is another card where I don't fully understand how it, like, directly applies to this character, or what the purpose of having it, right? Like, I don't know what the purpose of having this cost, like, do this is very... Yeah. Like, it seems like a generic card that could be on any character, so I don't know why it's specifically on this character. Yeah, which sort of, I guess my thought process on, like, cards like this, right, is that, like, they're not bad, right? Like, I don't think it's inherently bad to have a card like this. I just kind of wonder, like, you know, like, how does this support the game plan of this character in a meaningful way that's, like, clear and understandable? It's a cost reducer. Yeah, generic cards are fine. I just want to know when it's... I think leaning less on generic cards is better. But I don't fully understand what this card is supposed to do. Generic cards are the backbone of any deck. I mean, maybe, like, what do you think a generic card is? Cavalier. Because we might have different definitions of what a generic card is. Like combo draw attack cards. Yeah, like Pommel Strike is deal damage and draw a card. This is more like a colorless card. Exactly. So I actually don't think Pommel Strike is a generic card. Like, that's the thing. So what is Silence deal damage and draw a card thing? I guess Quick Slash is a little bit more similar to Pommel Strike. But see, like, this is the thing. When I say generic card, I'm not saying, like, I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. Like, I'm not talking about, like, I guess these are not the cards I'm talking about. Because the thing about a card like this, right, like Quick Slash, right? Like, observe the difference between these types of cards. Like, I'm not talking about a card that is, like, specific that every character should have access to. I'm talking about like a card that has no identity. Like it does something specific, but it doesn't really like lean you one way or the other to how the character is playing. So for example, Quick Slash is 8, draw 1. And then the upgrade is it does more damage and draw 1. Because Silent doesn't need to draw more cards. Silent already draws a shit ton of cards. Silent doesn't need help. Right? So instead it upgrades 4 damage on a common. Silent wants to do more damage. And draw a card. But it's 1 more. Whereas on Ironclad, right? Where is it? Where's Pommel Strike? Pommel Strike upgrades to 10 damage, but then draws 2 cards. Because Ironclad needs more card draw. Whereas Watcher, what's it? Scry more, right? You need more of the right card. You don't necessarily need more damage. And then Defect is Beam, right? Sweeping Beam? Whereas I guess the argument for this is that Defect needs more AoE. It's like the effect that I'm pairing with Draw a Card is just like kind of crafts some degree of the identity of the character. Playing with what this card does is meaningful. The other slot that is pretty meaningful is gain block draw card. Like that is pretty different between characters. Right? Like the fact that Flagbearer has cut through defend is like indicative of what kinds of tools the character is supposed to have available to them. Right? Yeah. Like that Rest feels like it's a colorless card. Where it's like it doesn't really indicate what this character is doing. Particularly for a rare. Like it doesn't. Honestly, it's the same thing with Golden Whale too, right? And it's sort of why I don't like these like meta-scaling, like generic meta-scaling cards. Because this doesn't indicate to me what this character does. Yeah, Flagbearer has Block Through Fate. Because that's indicative of what Flagbearer is supposed to do. Like, you want to block through Fate, find a power, and then play the power. Because Flagbearer specifically is allowed to block and play powers in the same turn. Or it's, like, supposed to. But yeah, so these both feel like colorless cards. I'm not huge on this one, and this one is like... Yeah, it just feels like a colorless card. I don't know. Turn any number of cards to the top of deck. You're gonna drop hell in any order, gain 8 block for each. Yeah, so on the topic, these 2 cards don't give me any idea of what we're doing. So this card gives me a little bit more idea of what I'm doing, because you put countdown cards on top of your deck. Like, that makes sense. Right? And it also, I suppose, lets you sequence what your next turn is. It was probably kind of strong. Any number of cards. I guess it's like 2 energy. Like the thing that I think about is Spirit Shield. But the thing is, like, Spirit Shield is 2 energy. Yeah. It's conditional and can just brick. This is true. However, I'm scared of the fact that this card can just produce like 50 block. Right? Like, how many cards is that? 16, 32, 48. That's 6 cards. So anything past turn 1 is just like gain 48 block. Like, that seems like a lot to me. Block Through Fate is also just a really amazing card in general. Well, yeah, I think Block Through Fate is just like exceptionally strong. But the question is, like, why does the character have the ability to do that? And the answer is because, like, defending is kind of hard. Or, like, being on the back foot is always hard. So, like, being able to defend and have selection at the same time is exceptionally valuable, and it's like, yeah, they're going to be allowed to do that. I'm not saying it's not a good card, possibly overtuned. I'm just saying it's somewhat inconsistent. Yeah, so there's an opportunity cost to this card, which is that if you draw it in your first hand, like, it doesn't do anything. But I'm just suggesting, or what I was going to suggest was this card probably needs some kind of maximum, and I was pointing to the mechanism that Spirit Shield has, which is that it's limited by how many cards you have in hand. Right? So cards which have some kind of, like, other way to scale or something like that, like per X or per, yeah, like per amount, are usually limited by some kind of other, not mechanism, but like they're mitigated by something else. So Spirit Shield is mitigated by how many cards you have in hand. Whereas this card almost feels like I'm just gonna shove as many cards as I want to the top of my deck. When this, you might say, put up to 3 cards on top of your deck. So I know that this card can only ever block for 8, 16, 24, right? So isn't it maximum hand size 2? Yeah, I'm saying the multiplier is how many cards you have in hand. Which means that it's mitigated by hand size. And then, like, the upgraded thing of this card could probably say, put up to 5 cards on top of your deck in a random order. So then I know that this goes, it upgrades, the ceiling upgrades from 16, or from 24 to 40. And that's also, like, kind of powerful. Is this from hand? I assumed that this was from discard. No? I'm assuming you've played this card, Poi. Is this from discard or from hand? Because when I see return, I assume it's from discard. Ever had a deck that wanted to play the card? Alright, well, I guess we're gonna find out. Transform all strikes into defense. See, I don't want to do that because my strikes use ammo. Let's find out. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, it's active right now. So I guess it's probably from hand. Yeah, so it's from hand. Okay. So instead this is... Okay. So this is put countdown cards on top of your deck. Understandable. That makes a lot more sense. Also, it is mitigated by how many cards are in your hand. So I rescind my statement. It still feels kind of strong, right? But yeah. If you end up playing Eris by the same creator, that will be a bit of a shit show. That mod has some whack stuff going on, far past what I've already said about it. True. So yeah. I guess what this actually is put cards on top of your deck. So I simply misunderstood. Oh, I drew a card off quick reload. Whoops. Whoops. Unplanned gamble. Shuffle any number of cards into your draw pile, then draw that many cards. So again, this is returning countdown cards. It has exhaust. It doesn't have exhaust. I can only imagine that goes infinite with this card. I get. Oh no, this thing's gonna exhaust. Oh. Amogus. Calculated gamble, but you're bad at math. Oh, I could have reloaded. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I noticed this, but I really like that full salvo is like an enabler for all of these like shell ammo things. It is like very satisfying. Does this work? No. I assumed as much, but it would be funny if it did. Oh! Shit! Nice. That's cool. Full burst is a fun gunlance move. Yes. So what if I had 2 of these and they were upgraded? I'm just curious. What would happen? Bite the bullet. The R on this is very funny. Alright, let's see if we can get this to work. I don't think we're going to, but I'm gonna try it. You draw 1 less card each loop. Yeah, which is why we need to find some way to draw a card for free each loop. If you can even loop them. So what if you had, like, the reload, if you had quick reload. So if the hand is 2 unplanned gambles, plus quick reload. Right? No, you have to play the quick reload. It has to be, like, on draw, do a thing. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, I don't know. There would need to be some other thing. I'm sure. Or are we gonna... was gonna say, do we get to funny the avocado? But I don't think we do. Oh no, this doesn't work. Oh, that's not what I meant to do either. There's no zero cost attack cards in my deck, right? Just making sure. Okay. I like that all the countdown synergy cards let you go up or down. Or, oh, for counting up with the negative countdown effects, even if I've never really messed with those myself. Yeah, I think it's cool. Because it's like a system, as opposed to just one way. Oh, hey, look, it's... Wow! This card looks really good. I think this card's kind of... This card's kind of good. I think. Anyone else? Anyone else think this card's kind of strong? This card's probably kind of strong, isn't it? Casual draft acro. Sprint's better. Oh, you put the card on top. Okay, I understand. Very cool. What did you think it did? I mean, it looked like acrobatics, so I just assumed that it would do acrobatic stuff. You can give a character acrobatics if you want. Oop. I feel like I'm struggling. Struggling a little bit. It's a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit of struggle here. We've seen these cards. Does this character have the normal amount of like cards in her card pool, or is it like 60 or something? Hey Yumi, welcome. It's going good. We are playing. Do I skip this? I don't know if I'm using enough ammo or not. I think it'll look normal at least. We are playing Hoshino, and she shoots shotgun at people. She starts with 4 shotgun, and then she strikes, and then uses shotgun to shotgun people. Really excited to spread democracy on Wednesday. We're We're gonna democracy all over them. Unfortunately, or regrettably, I was thinking I would just play Helldivers off stream because my friends requested me to play Helldivers, so I've already played some. But I'm excited to play it on stream and spread democracy. Okay, I think what I was doing was I was going to try doing some weird shit with this, even though I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. I'm surprised you didn't really comment on the fact that strikes were changed. I did. I was trying to do the math on how much ammo you use on your first reload, or on your first reshovel. And it seemed like it all worked. I mean, I guess there's something to be said about, like, that because these are Strike Plus, technically, because using ammo triggers ammo payoffs, like, that's good. Welcome, Toast. Helldivers has my favorite tutorial. Yeah, don't worry, we're gonna be doing everything on stream. I just want to be transparent and say that I have played the game a little bit already. Yeah, Toast, how's it going? Yeah, it does change it, right? But I wasn't super sure that it, like changed it in a way that was, like, super important, I guess. So currently we have the AoE ammo on. I guess I don't currently know what ammo I'm using, even though I'm pretty sure I used this one and I haven't reloaded yet. Or have I? Does it tell you when you have a certain ammo in? Because I don't want to use my... Okay, I have regular ammo. Okay, so it does tell you. Okay. I understand. Yeah. I just thought I still had the other ammo, but I didn't. Time to sprint. We aren't sprinting. Sorry, I didn't... I'm realizing that I didn't read what you said. Have her as an avatar on VR chat. Oh, Hoshino? Awesome. I've mostly been playing Palworld, even made a version of my VTuber model on it. Nice! That's fucking awesome. I'm not worried, just gushing over that intro, it was funny. Yeah, I mean, you know... We're all playing, we're all playing it because it's ironic, right? Right? Right, we're playing Helldivers because it's ironic, right, guys? Right? 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 Am I dead yet? No. The Hoshino avatar even has a working shotgun? That's hilarious. I fucking love that. It's going good. Been busy, but it has slowed back down now, but it's getting hot and my northern body is suffering. Fair. Yeah, today is the very first day that I have... Well, after today is going to be the first day that I have no commitments. And that's exciting. But also, I'm really tired. I think now I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead because reloading is powerful. I've got 1 HP left. Sounds like a skishu? Like, What, a skill issue? Ah, I can't attack now. And I can't reload because I don't have the thing. Okay, well, I suppose I'm dead. Okay. I mean, that was a character. That was cool. A skill issue. A skissue. It sounds like you're... But it sounds like you're blessing yourself, you know? Like, a skissue. Like, you know, like, excuse you. Or excuse you. Okay. Well, unfortunately, that is the energy I have for today. That's what I have. The campfire blob is back. Yeah, the death, the lying over dead is very interesting. For this character, I found the most success with slow decks that put their guard up and count down, either using expert or shield. That's fair. I like shield. Yeah, because shield just lets you hold onto block, right? The time energy has ran out, yes. I am very excited to lay down and do nothing, because, man, I need to consume time. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to lay down and probably not leave my bed for the next 48 hours. That's probably gonna happen. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't want to specifically interact with the shield stuff because I thought I was doing other things. As I mentioned, I think there were a lot of individual things to talk about, I think, but nothing super overarching. It's like Weird Barricade because it can't be higher than shield, but is tracked separately. Yes, this is true. It's like you get X shield and that's how much you get to keep. Right? Bro. This fucking picture. Memorial is a messed up card. Gain 1 strength and dexterity whenever you shuffle your draw pile. Yeah, that does not seem very fair. Then shuffle your draw pile. Yeah, I mean, gain 1 inspiration every time you shuffle your draw pile. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I guess it's like, you don't get it immediately. I don't get the sense that there was anything specifically reshuffle related. That boba there, though. Hilarious upgrade. Yeah. Agreed. Chilling in stream and doing my daily gacha runs right now, enjoying the vibe. Awesome. I'm glad that you are also having your stuff slow down a little bit. Man, I like how I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go lie down after this stream, and it's like, I have multiple job applications I have to fill out. I'm actually not going to be. Check contract specifically. The upgrade. Lose 1 ammo slot, gain 2 strength, gain 2 expert. Huh? Why? Why? I go down to 0 ammo slots. I go down to negative ammo slots. Definitely not flat like flour. Okay, so closing thoughts. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the kind of same with the Hifumi mod. Like, it's cool that they, like, this is very frequently, in my opinion, how I feel like strong design goes, where you're like, this is the main mechanic. I understand what the main mechanic is. I know what its mechanisms are. I know that there's reloading. I know that you have to expend ammo. There's another metascaling one. I'll check it. But just like, to get the main stuff out of the way, I really appreciate that the designs are like, here's the main mechanic, stuff interacts with that main mechanic, right? It's like very clear to me. So like, barring all the other stuff, like, you know, is it okay that strikes have use 1 ammo on it? I don't know. With enough testing, you could probably figure out whether or not this is broken. It seemed like the base deck math checked out. right? There was kind of the obvious, like, zero cost draw card thing. Is just kind of like, you could set up a scary precedent with this, right? You know, just to be like, all right, I'm gonna start Ascension 20 and then not draft any cards and then reload combo people. You know, that's like kind of concerning. That is a thing that can happen. I don't know if there's any cards that pair with that. I guess there's like Acro. there are things that say like draw cards. I guess I don't know where you're getting the energy from, but anyways. I do like how there's a lot of things that are like, here's Countdown, here's how you interact with Countdown, because a lot of Countdown is you just need to draw the same card again. So putting things on top of your deck makes a lot of sense. Like there are ways to support that half of the gimmick. I didn't pick the shield stuff. It sounds like it works. The weird thing, I guess, is that, like, sure, this is its own isolated thing, and I didn't play any of it, so I don't know. But as Poi was saying, like, if one of the ways to play the character is to simply get a lot of block and then kind of dirtle on your countdown stuff, like, is that fair? I don't know. Like, you could just, like, tactical shield a bunch of times in a row, and then it's like, well, now I have shield 70. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just fine. So, like, all of the inherent block-producing cards are, like, it's fine. I thought Covered Reload was exceptionally strong. Like, this card plus Dexterity seems like it goes off. Right? Like, any amount of Dexterity plus this card. Right? In the same way that Mystical Aura existed. Where you're like, I'm gonna Mystical Aura and I have 5 auras. So I'm gonna gain, like, 5 times 5 block on a 1 energy block card. Seems rather strong. This almost feels like it should be an uncommon. At the very least. But I guess it's like empty ammo slots, so you need to play stuff first. But while I comment that this card is really strong, it's like, it feels really good. Now, this is the thing, right? Is that I've been largely of the opinion that, like, you know, you want to focus on making satisfying gameplay first, and then, like, after that, you can balance stuff, right? The feeling of going, I'm gonna full salvo, and go like, bah, 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 bah. Like, I'm gonna give myself a particular ammo type, and then I'm gonna full salvo, and then I'm gonna cover reload, I'm gonna have all of my ammo for next turn, and then I have, like, I just got like 12 block and dealt 16 damage and applied 4 vulnerable. Like, that turn feels cool as shit. Because it's doing the main mechanic. You feel very smart for, like, synergizing 2 cards together. So, like, there's a lot to appreciate on that axis. And I think it's, like, important to point that out. I was not a fan of the metascaling cards. As I was saying, like, this card is, like, what? I just win the game for free? I win the game for free? But yeah, it almost feels like a colorless card. And it's like, why? But, like, why? Apply 2 vulnerable to all enemies, then gain 15 bounty. What the fuck? When a buffed enemy dies, you gain that much gold. Oh. Yeah, so you can get 45 more gold. Fixed skill is a real weird one. Choose 3 cards from your draw pile and keep them. At the start of your turn, choose one of the kept cards and take it. That's definitely kind of weird. What does choose 3 cards from your draw pile and keep them mean? Do they go to your hand and they stay in your hand? Like, what does that mean? They're in exile, essentially. Okay. And then you get them progressively, I suppose. Yeah. These 2 cards feel like they're colorless cards. Where it's like, I don't understand why this character needs block or a way to heal herself. Like, this doesn't... You don't need this card. Right? Same with this card. I don't really understand where this overlaps with what the rest of the character is doing. But it's neat. Like, it's a neat idea. I think generally at Rare, you want stuff that's, like, pretty coherently part of what the character's doing. Like, maybe the off, like, uncommon? I don't know. It's like a balance, right? Of, like, here's a generic card that just kind of, like, does something, and then you can figure out what it does. It's fine. It's just, like, it feels weirdly too generic. So, Jackpot is weird. Deal 0 energy, deal 2 damage to all enemies, draw 1 card. Countdown 5, increases damage by 48. That's definitely really weird. It's weird. I guess you... Well, first of all, this is a 0 energy draw card. Would like to point that out. But yeah, it has countdown. The weird thing is that it has countdown, but you want to play it. The upgrade is so wrong. Yeah, it's a weird one. Why is it not 73? 48 and 50 and 75? Why 77 damage total? Maybe because 7-7? Like 7-7? 7-7-7? The heal of these comes from the original character's abilities, if I remember my old archive gameplay, but translating one game to another doesn't always fit best. I agree. So, very frequently, effects like healing and stuff. So, this is the thing. Frequently, healing is not restricted in a lot of games. Because they just want you to win. Like, I don't know how else to say this. Being able to heal as a player is incredibly powerful. It is usually mitigated by some kind of effect to various different degrees depending on the game. So in Monster Hunter, you have a lot of heals. Like, you can make infinite potions and have infinite potions on your quest. However, it is mitigated by the fact that if you're stuck in the healing loop, you're not doing damage. And also, there's the opportunity cost of chugging a mega potion while the dragon is about to slam dunk on your face. Right? So there's like an opportunity cost to interacting with the healing loop. Right? So, in the same way, playing a 2-cost card on your turn, which only heals you when you're below 50%, there's an opportunity cost to that. Also because it has ethereal, right? So, like, I understand, like, that this card, you know, isn't broken. Like, it's not overly powerful or something. But I could see there being situations where you kind of float around 50% HP, and then you just, like, heal 15 HP. It's like, why? Right? So, the defect has healing, right? Has, like, self-repair. Because defect is, like, a slow character that can get shit on sometimes. So you want to be able to heal to facilitate your playing 7 million powers gameplay. Ironclad has healing because he's a beginner character, and also because Reaper scales with strength and is supposed to be one of the winning strategies. Like, it overlaps. You're just like, okay, listen, like, Ironclad with 3 Reapers and strength scaling, like, we're just gonna let them never die. It's fine. Whatever. Right? And also because Reaper has the opportunity cost of being, like, 2 energy. So sometimes it's awkward to play it. But this card is just, like, weird. Like, it feels like a colorless card where, like, you could slap this on basically any character. It sort of works, but I don't understand it in context to the rest of the character. There's maybe an argument that ethereal can be interacted with all of the cards that say put something on top of your deck. So you can kind of, like, float it on the top of your deck so you don't get ethereal, but, like, I don't think that's, like, particularly satisfying. I almost want this to be, like, a countdown card that heals you, right? But that's very strong. So I don't know if it's fair to, like, say, like, countdown 3, heal 5. It's like, why? Like, it's just kind of like, why does the character have it, right? Because, and the reason I point that out is that in Slay the Spire, healing is like very, 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 very limited. You heal only a percentage of your HP when you're at a rest site, and it's like a percent of your max HP. And like other healing cards or healing abilities, there's like one colorless card, and then on Ironclad there's one card. There's like bites, and then Defect has like self-repair. Also, welcome Wrath. The reason why healing is limited in this game is because a lot of the bosses are very lethal. Like, elites and bosses typically have positive feedback loops, which will kill the player. So, in order to make sure that bosses kill players, they limit healing significantly. I will say that this card at least has a lot of the things in place. Like, it has Ethereal, it has Exhaust, it has Conditionals. Like, you're not always going to heal. And it costs 2. Which is why I say, like, this card isn't broken, it's not overpowered. It just seems weird. Like, it doesn't fit into anything. I ran into the same problem when I made the power that heals you on Flagbearer, where I was like, yeah, it's cool that it suspends it and then you heal next turn, so you need to interact with the whole, like, defend this turn so you get the payoff next turn. Like, that's what it was supposed to be. But it was kind of, like, too generic, not very pickable, and, like it doesn't help the player. Life Magic, aka worse Drain Time. Yeah, and Drain Time got nerfed into the fucking ground. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of weird cards. These feel like weird cards. What the hell? This is an invincible clone, except it's 3, and it gives you 30 shield. So I guess getting the 30 shield is worth the additional mana, maybe, in their mind. Drain Time kind of deserved it. I agree. Swimsuit form. At the start of your turn, choose a card from your draw pile and place it in your hand. It costs 0 until played. What? Tutor for a card that costs 0? Huh? This is another one where I go like, but why? I don't know how that, you know, affects things, I guess. Right? This seems very odd. Like, it lets you put countdown cards in your hand, but why do you want your countdown cards to cost 0? Like, being able to tutor once per turn is already, like, insane. Does this have to say until it's played at cost 0? Is that not strong? Isn't seeking every turn kind of strong already? But also, I don't know why this character needs to seek every turn. So it's like things like that, right? Where this is an effect. The effect is okay. Like, it's fine. Right? And just to be completely clear, like, I only play these characters for 2 hours. It's possible that there's some kind of, like, very cool synergy or something that, like, I don't see with how this works. So, like, I understand and acknowledge that, right? That's got to be the worst form card name I've ever seen. Name? What? Swimsuit form? Of course, the gacha character gotta have a swimsuit outfit. I swear most of you weebs should be banned from all beaches. I don't want you seeing me in a swimsuit. I have no comment on this. But yeah, so it's like, this is kind of like generic and playable, but I don't know why it tutors for cards, and I don't know why it makes them cost 0. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. That shouldn't be an issue unless you're an anime girl. I agree. That one I can agree with. Countdown 4 stun them. See, that's kind of cool. Use 5 ammo. Each deals 7 damage to all enemies. Each what? I know this is each ammo, but also this could just say use 5 ammo, deal 7 damage 5 times to all enemies. Right? I guess. Yeah. Because the ammo scaling doesn't even go up. Not like I want to go to a beach anyways. I don't want to disintegrate. I think if flares went to a beach, flares would disintegrate. If you don't have 5, it doesn't deal 5 damage 5 times. Wait. But then can't you not cast it? Can you cast this when you only have 4 ammo? In which case, I feel like ammo should really be keyworded as long as you have 1 ammo, yeah. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, I really feel like ammo could have been keyworded as, like, ammo then number. And then on the reminder text, it can tell you, like, use up to this much ammo, always use the maximum amount of ammo, or something like that. Right, like that way of describing it. I thought you had to do that. There's an uncommon attack and draw that uses more ammo to draw cards. I see. Weebs dissolve in running water like vampires. Jeez. Oh my god. Alright, listen. Okay. I think I said most of the things. I'm gonna give Poi a chance to get back from being timed out. Can I time out my mod? I don't even know if this does anything. That's hilarious. Okay. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so, like, we didn't get to see every single card. This is fine. There's some interesting stuff going on. I like Countdown. I like that there are cards which let you interact with Countdown. I like the reload mechanic. It's fun. I don't know if having 1 ammo is broken. Like, 1 ammo on strikes is broken. I kind of wish ammo was keyworded and it, like, explained a lot about how ammo works. 0-minute draw card in the base deck is probably broken. Full salvo is extremely satisfying. I like how it interacts with, like, everything else. Like, putting ammo in, and then full salvoing, and then that's kind of like your multi-hit, or, like, status trigger thing for these. Very cool, very satisfying. There's some weird generic cards, like Sprint and Deep Sleep, where, like, it doesn't feel like it's congruent with everything else that's happening in the mod, but, like, maybe it's fine? Gain 2 strength. Draw 2 cards. If another card returns this to your draw pile, it costs 0 until played. Interesting. Oh, it doesn't exhaust. Oh, so you can just keep gaining strength. Okay. I'm at least 90% sure you don't need all the ammo to use an attack, just at least 1. Let's find out. Tactical suppression? Let's see if this works. We get to find out if I cheated the last time I played Slay the Spire. We did, because that was the flag bearer one. That was funny. Well, oh wait. Nope. Is it just... Nope. Interesting. Well, I can't cheat, so... Unfortunately... I don't know what the cards are keyworded to, or if they're not registered or something, but... someone recommended me... I think it was... Someone recommended me to get a different mod for, like, playtesting, adding cards to my hand and stuff. So... Because you can use ammo requiring cards on other classes as well. There's more ammo than the thing. But, like, the thing is, like, that's fine, right? I just want it to be on the card. And I want the keyword to explain that that's how that works. Because that's not intuitive to me, right? Because ammo 1 seems like a cost to me. And when I play a strike, if I have 0 ammo, like, I can't play the next strike because I have 0 ammo. which leads me to believe that it's a cost that needs to be paid in order to play the card. So, right, there's some ambiguity there that, like, could probably be sorted out if this was keyworded comprehensively. Alternatively, the other argument could be you just give the players an incomplete model and then they figure it out later. It kind of is, but it uses as much as it can. Yeah, which is why I feel like explaining that ammo uses up to the maximum amount would be valuable for pointing out. Or like, yeah, I don't know how you'd explain it. Because the thing is, it's like, when it says use up to 3, right? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, ricochet shot or whatever can be used at 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I'm not commenting on the fact that that's wrong or right. I'm saying that it should explain that. Because it should explain that. Somewhere. Anywhere. Sorry, showers make us lose our defensive aura. You know, the one that makes people shrivel their nose and walk away. Exactly. Weebs need to make sure they have their BO defensive bubble. I'm mostly just affirming it to myself that recovery shot didn't have different wording that makes it work with less ammo. I see. Okay. Understandable. But yeah, once again, character's pretty cool. I think this one had more generic cards that I wasn't a fan of. But it's doing a lot of things right, so that's cool. I like that there's a core mechanic that it builds around, so yeah. That's gonna be it. They're women deflectors. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I have that too, but, you know, that's probably just because I'm gross. I'm just a gross, disgusting individual. Gremlin flag bearer. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Hopefully, I'm not dying by Wednesday. But I'm gonna go. So if you're still around, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support as always. And oh shit, this is the thing. Hey, boy, thank you for the 17 months. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No wonder I feel whack. I'm deflecting myself. Yes, exactly. But yeah, that's correct. It is almost approaching a second year. That is correct. That is true. It's getting there. I'm definitely gonna make a badge eventually. Don't you worry. The badge will happen at some point in time. What? It's almost a full year. What? I don't understand. Stop trolling me. Goodbye, go take showers. I'm so confused. 12 months is already a year. Why are you saying that 17 months is approaching 1 year? What does that mean? What are you saying? What do you mean 12? It's 19? What the fuck? I'm so confused. Are you for real? Am I getting fucking gaslighted? What's happening? Huh? Do you have like a different calendar system or something? Like, What? What? Of course, I'm always serious. Never uttered a lie in my life. I'm gonna go. I do not understand and did not understand and will continue to not understand. I'm gonna go. Alright. Thank you so much, everybody. See you later. Goodbye. Bye.